The amazing Terryanne Chebet is in the building.
First, I'm just shocked about the lack of weave in those two. I'm like, you should have told me.
Now, can I say this though? Because the last clip from CNBC Africa is from like at least 6-7 years ago.
Stop aging me. It was a long time.
I was about to pay you a compliment, woman. You can't even wait for me to finish.
Okay, finish.
You look great. You have not aged a single day.
Oh wow, thank you.
You're as young
I'll
as
learn
you.
to catch my tongue next time.
You're as young as when you first arrived on the scene.
I am. I agree.
You're also very modest. Clearly.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It is so great to have you come on the show.
Thank you.
I have wanted for this to happen for such a long time.
Thank you. God has a good sense of humor.
God has a great sense of humor. So we have competed. We used to be competitors.
Yes.
We've traveled together, and then now you're on my show. So this is really
Full circle.
This is full circle. What are you up to these days? Let's start from you.
Well, I'm running two businesses. I've got digital agency, social media marketing, PR, advertising. Let's say it's a communication agency called Kitale Digital, which I started about 4 years ago. My partner has been running it for the whole time. So when whatever happened, I called her and she said, you have an office. So I've been sitting there since.
And you've been redesigning the office, as we've seen. We follow you on Instagram.
I have, but I've got mind block, so it's still gray.
It's being
and a couple
decorated.
of flowers here and there. Yeah. And I'm also, of course, running Care Organics, my skin and hair care line, natural. Hopefully going big this year. We're looking at the international markets. Hopefully finding some distributors in South Africa, in West Africa, and in the UK.
This is an interesting story because you are a business reporter, business anchor. You've interviewed big people who are big in the business field. At one point, did you decide, you know what? I'm not just going to interview these people. I will do something for myself.
I mean, I don't know how to start that. How much time do you have?
I have all night.
I've always been interested in business, and my first business was actually selling mitumba clothes when I just finished high school, and I had nothing to do. I was home, so I'm from Kitale. My mom gave me a couple of 100 shillings. I went to Kimilili, where there's a market day that really had amazing things. Came home, washed, ironed, packaged, and sold what I bought for 10 shillings for, say, about 50-70 shillings. So that I've always been interested in business, but I also think as Kenyans or as Africans, we've always had a side hustle.
Of course.
I don't know what your parents used to do, but my parents had a farm.
Incidentally, my mom sold mitumba.
Exactly. Yeah. So everybody had something they were doing on the side. You were a teacher during the day. When you got home, you probably had a kiosk.
And she was a teacher during the day.
Fantastic. So I think it's sort of ingrained in us that we sort of need to have an extra source of income. So that's why.
From selling mitumba, then you showed up on what was it? KBC first?
KBC.
People don't even remember that. I'm sure kids are watching this show. They're like, "What? She used to be on KBC."
Don't age me again. You're such an ageist.
We're just trying to be, integrity to the story from where it began. We don't want to leave any detail out.
I started off in KBC. I'm actually a trained TV producer. That's what I've been trained to do. But when they were looking for news anchors, we were told everybody has to apply, and that's the only way you can get a real job.
Right.
That you can, get on the payroll, because we used to be called artists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we all applied, and we all got it. So that's sort of how we got it. Myself, Kanzadena. 2004.
Tell us who else is here. You, Kanzadena?
Myself, Kanzadena. Malin Said, who's now with the BBC in London. Jason Bruno, who's
a fantastic host.
Yes, and he was a sports anchor.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow, 2004. I'm sure some of you guys are doing that math backwards.
Did you have to repeat the
Again,
year?
just stressing the key dates here just so that nobody gets them wrong.
2004 December, so it's like 2005.
Right. Oh, now you're moving. You're moving it forward by like a year.
Just a bit.
Then you went to CNBC Africa.
Then I worked for CNBC Africa, and I think that's where I honed my skills as a business journalist. My first interview actually with CNBC was like, oh, you've done business. So we're looking for a reporter, and I said, I've read business. I've not done business. Yeah. So they asked me, so do you know the stock exchange? And I said, I've read about it, but I honestly do not know what happens there. But they were kind enough to believe me when I said I'm happy to learn, and I really want to learn, and I'm hungry to do it. So I learned on the job for 3 months with a trainer who trained me on the stock exchange, based on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. So that was big and confusing, but I fell in love with business reporting at the time.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. You went on to have a great career. You disappeared from TV. What happened? One moment you're on Citizen Business Center, the next moment you just...
The next moment I'm here.
Yeah, now you're on the trend.
Unfortunately, this is a question that I think, or I thought would get easier to answer as the days go by, but it never really gets easy. So I was affected in a staff downsizing at Citizen, and that's what happened. So hard as it was devastating. Of course, in the prime of my career, it was something I absolutely love to do, and I still will. I think at some point touch base there once. I don't know, but it was very difficult.
And then, are you ever ready for that moment when they say your services are no longer needed?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, we all knew there was going to be downsizing, but you never think it's going to be you. You never think it's going to affect you.
Right.
So you're never really ready. There's a lot of tears involved. I remember the first question my daughter asked me, because I think she was the last person I told. I couldn't bring myself to telling her, and she said. And she asked me, so they fired you? I said,
not quite,
but
well.
I'm not there anymore. And she said, so are you embarrassed? And she said, and I said, why? And she said, because I think I would be embarrassed.
Wow.
So I think that's one of the hardest things to deal with.
Right.
Thinking if you're so good at your job, why did they let her go?
Right.
But business happens. People have to do what they have to do.
Wow. That's the interesting thing about it. It's easier for you perhaps to say that because your businesses that you run, so you have a stepping stone. For somebody for whom the job is everything.
Yeah. I mean, I can only imagine. I've spoken to many people, not just within, the organization that I was working for, who've lost their jobs, and some people had really nowhere to go the next day. You have responsibilities, you have children, you have, your own self because you ask yourself so many questions. So it's a very, very difficult time. I can write a book about what not to tell somebody who's just lost a job.
So what are people telling you? That should be an interesting one.
So actually somebody sent me a couple, people keep sending me jobs to apply for. All over the place, and there's always, the best thing is God will open other doors.
Right.
That's perfect. Or you can
because we always go to religion.
When one door closes, another one opens. I got that. Maybe if I could count the number of times, I'd be a millionaire by now. But there's many things people say that they really shouldn't. It's I don't know where to start, but it's so many things that people say that you shouldn't really tell somebody who has just lost a job. And don't just send applications left, right, and center for everything.
So here's the thing,
including a forestry officer.
Oh really? People want you to go and be a forestry officer somewhere, the Kenya Forest Service.
I'm sure it came from a good place. They're
trying to be helpful.
They are.
Like this person has a child to feed.
Yeah.
And so maybe let me just say every application I see,
it came from a good place, and I appreciate it. But sometimes let that person just be,
But that said, you've had the benefit of having kind of two parallel careers, both in the formal employment, but also in trying to build a business. What are the lessons you've learned in that journey?
So many lessons. First, and I think if I ever did it again, the first thing I'd probably do is hire a manager. If you're starting your own business, because your work needs your attention.
Right.
And when you start a business, when you're doing another business and you're running both full-time, they will both suffer.
Okay.
So you end up not giving the same attention to everything. There's a Swahili saying that says, is it in Swahili? No, mtaka yote ukosa vyote,
Right.
You can't give your 100% to two different things you're doing.
Yes.
So I would advise that. But another thing I've learned is that it is important to be passionate about something else. If not necessarily having a business, but be passionate about something else, so that if everything falls flat, at least you have something to fall back to.
All right. That said, okay, I'm told to look at a tweet which I can't even see. All right. Did you know? Just talk chako hapo brother nataka kusoma tweet. Did you know Terryanne Chebet can really sing? I played for her in 2005.
Money has been poured.
I have actually seen you sing.
I sing. I used to sing.
And then what happened?
I realized I wasn't as good as I thought.
Come on.
No, that's true. But
Can we do an impromptu karaoke right now?
Yes, we can.
Oh, we can. Oh, yes. So this guy's I wonder what DJ Blessing can play something for us karaoke and then she can sing. But before that, let's talk about Kayara Organics, because it's an interesting business. It's not something that people usually get into.
Yeah, Kayara Organics started off as, so my daughter had eczema when she was a baby, and we tried everything. So when you have a child who's got a dry skin condition, you're almost always given steroid creams and so many other things. But you learn with time that there's oils that you can use that can be okay during the downtime, and then when she really has a problem, then you can revert to the medicine. And the oils that worked for her was the pure oils that are with no preservatives, not adulterated, like 100% oils, which I was introduced to shea butter from West Africa.
Okay.
But I just couldn't get a steady supply, so we'd look for stewardesses and
anybody who's coming through,
who's going to Ghana or West Africa, and you ask them to bring you some stuff. And eventually I started thinking, why not start something where, if I go to a shelf, I will constantly find product there. And then, I stumbled upon so many other oils. Marula oil, which is like premium in the beauty industry now across the world, which is here in Kenya. Argan oil from Egypt, from Casablanca, coconut oil from here.
You really did look around.
Cocoa butter from West Africa. So we've got a range of 10 different products now, and we've just launched a men's shower gel.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, men need a shower gel.
Men need to shower. Let's start.
No. Good point. And when they shower, they don't just need soap. They need shower gel as well.
It works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's look at these people all laughing at me over here. You guys are total idiots. Okay, so men's shower gel and Kayara Organic. So apart from this men's shower gel, what else? What are the products there?
So we've got pure shea butter. We've got shea and mango butter. So mango butter is also quite big, but mango butter is only found in India. So we import our mango butter from India.
Wow.
We've got marula oil, which I just mentioned. We get it from here. If we run out, because the supply is not always constant, we get it from South Africa or Namibia. We've got coconut oil, of course, from Kenya, which is the best oil, one of the best oils ever, because you can use it for cooking or for applying on your skin. And a number of other products that are made using the same thing, so body butters and hair oils.
Okay, tell me this though. There's a certain reputation that media girls have, that every girl who's made it in media got their way there because they slept with somebody, usually a boss.
Yeah.
Did you always encounter that?
No, I mean, I've heard it, and the story is there and has been there. But it's not just media girls. It's almost every girl that makes it is always sort of attributed to a sponsor or a man who she had to sleep with. But I don't think the career, especially ours, is like that. I mean, yes, there may be issues here and there, but personally, I've not experienced it.
Is it a double standard though? Because men who succeed are not accused of having done the same.
Yet they would be the same people who are doing the do. The
same people who are doing the do.
Exactly.
Before you go, let's look at some of the comments on the Twitters right now. Kristen Meme is looking through all of that. Kristen, what are they saying?
Yes, I've got comments, questions. Ken from Mitua says, ask Terryanne whether she's a real Kale. Nimengoja accent yake tokeze even once. Hadi nimezeeka.
Unaosha accent, hada accent haionekani.
Ay. Okay, I went to a good school.
Oh. The School of Watching Accents Academy.
Accent iko na tint.
Your accent ya tint yote imetoka. Do you even speak Kale though?
Of course I speak Kale.
Chamge?
Missing?
Oh, that's easy though.
Yamune.
Sijui.
You say Chamge.
I'll respond to that person in Kale.
What do they ask?
If you're real Kale, because
yes, abakalinjin gigule nan chebe tabatugen.
I think I understood that. All right, Kristen, what is it out there?
All right, Frederick Umandi saying, tell Terryanne we miss her so much, but she's taught me how to be strong despite the challenges.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yes, Saddam Chebet saying, Chebet is already an inspiration, woman power.
Fantastic.
Indeed. Our Mama Junior saying, Terryanne never grows old since class 3. Now I'm done with campus. She's still fine.
This is no. This is true though. Like I said at the beginning, you look like you don't look a day past 18.
Well, yeah, there's makeup involved, and then somebody told me, you're going on the trend, please make sure you don't look your age. So I could not possibly embarrass them.
What is the secret to staying so young?
I eat healthy. I try to live happy. Simple things in life.
All right, simple things in life, you all heard, huh? Christine?
Yeah, it's actually good she's answered that, because the next one from Hamson was, Terryanne, you look so young. What actually keeps you like that? But yeah,
I'm young. What is this?
Oh, that's when you look young as if you're not young.
What is this obsession with? I am young.
Yes.
I am young.
You are very young.
I am.
So, if you insist. All right, the last one, yes.
her accent. Has Terryanne lived in the US? Her accent is really amazing. I really like her reporting.
Kuosha accent.
Yeah.
Kuosha accent ni muhimu.
No.
You don't have to answer. It's okay.
I've born and bred in Kibomet village in Trans Nzoia district. Went to school in Kitale, both primary school and high school, and came to college in Nairobi.
Mamingala.
Mamingala.
Thank you. How do you say thank you in Kale?
Gongoi Misi.
Kongoi Chebet. Kongoi.
You don't have to adulterate my name in the process. If you want to say it properly, say Chebet.
What?
Chebet.
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 Not She. Chebet.
Chebet. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Follow her on the gram and the Twitters and everything. Buy her things. Care Organics.
Not buy her things. Buy her products.
Buy her products.
What is wrong with you guys? Buy her products.
Get your mind off the gutter. Buy her products.